I think that the composition of Hanwha Life looks really good in particularly skirmishes, right? We're talking 2v2s, we're talking 3v3s. When you have this much burst, single target CC with it, you need to be careful those. There's the TP by Keria.
Yep, that's a big teleport in as Ona's clearing out vision. Peanut knows what's going on here, but he's actually staying on the Dragon. Let's see whether Zeus can actually help this one out as Zeka's moving in as well. And HLE standing their ground. They've got Delight moving up, but Doran's making his way in as well. No equalizer available, but there's the heroic entrance. Doesn't get any knockups as the bear goes down. Public execution, trying to get into that backline, but Ona gets himself out. First blood goes over, but both junglers are now lying on the floor, and I think Delight is going to follow as Zeus trying to get himself out of here. The Flame Spitter doing a lot of work, but Doran silences himself. Down goes Delight, as we stated. And Viper, he's chilling. So it looks like these grubs will be safely going into the hands of T1. Certainly good to deny that from the composition with an Ambassador that could be causing some problems in a side lane.
Oh, Delight is still level 5, as he has been a little more absent from the lanes. Always close, but never quite there.
Okay.
Zeus.
Yeah, Equalizer going to come on down here as Zeus looking for some alcove gaming. He has no way out of this one. Does have a bunch of dashes, but Keria does not care about that. Just throws him up into the sky. Still gets a big old shield. Zeus really trying to play this one out, but not able to do so. And that is going to be Feats of Warfare over to T1 with a harpoon from Doran.
Actually pressuring to play for that Dragon yet. Might be the case down the line, but yeah, you also don't have an item on Zeka yet. You don't have an item on Viper. And they're still going to be able to get this. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, kind of nuts. T1 not really interested in the Dragon this time around. Wanting to go back for some resets, they do that. And there's a Trinity Force for Ona. And with the Sundered Sky done, Trinity Force not finished, maybe that's what they were looking at.
For McHale's very early on.
Cease and desist has been used. Speaking of Keria, who is taking a little bit of damage here in the river. Delight going to be rotating in as Ona does find him. Heroic charge comes down as well as Ona has been exhausted. There's the Cyclone. Heroic entrance comes down as well, and there's the instant McHale's. That will kill Viper, and Ona is able to pick up the kill. 4-1 now in advantage for T1.
T1 is going to be itching to fight, right? That's what they do. As they are trying to still contest here.
Yeah, speaking of itching to fight, Peanut also wanted to get on in there.
The rumble!
Going aggressive. Doran getting into that backline. Cease and desist will connect. And there's the ulti out of Zeus as well. We said Gumayusi was going to struggle to play the game, but can they still win the team fight? Faker just able to ult his way out of there. Oh, actually, never mind. Didn't even do that. He just drove Shelly, and that is going to allow the double kill to come in for Doran. Faker also looking for Peanut, as not even going to die because Shelly gets rid of the turret. My God, T1.
Wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being the case. I don't know if you can hold on to this bot side turret here, Hanwha. You cannot.
No, it's a bit of a bridge too far. They will be able to take that one down. And then the teleport in from Keria should mean that this Dragon is going comfortably over to T1. And maybe we'll just have to respect it as Control Ward's going down into this Banana Brush over and over again. Equalizer right on top of them as Chains of Corruption will connect, but down goes Delight because the rest of the team just couldn't get there, and then they're like, well, that's my cue to exit. They will give up a Nautilus and a Dragon, and T1 just hold on to this game so firmly. And now Keeper's Verdict comes down. Goodbye, Zeka. And now Viper is once again alone. Taunt comes in, Cease and Desist comes down, but unfortunately, I don't think they're going to cease, and they are definitely not going to desist, although Ona is still going to die. Yeah, unhit Varus is just a little difficult to make work in a lot of these team fights, especially when there's Gallios and Wukongs and Rumbles.
Yeah, I think there are setups where you can get away with it. Constructed, like, nope, never mind, we don't need that. If we have a classic Otacon, I just think the problem is that if T1 does get set up, it's already hard for you to find a good team fight to get past Galio and Poppy. But if they are pre-set up, like, you just dive onto Poppy or Galio?
Oh, we're teleporting in, looking for a turn angle here. As Piercing Arrow going to be charged up here by Viper. He needs to try and keep himself safe in this fight, but right now they have no information about the Otacon's health bar. Keeper's Verdict just gets rid of the Ambessa as Peanut able to flash out but unable to steal away the Otacon. He'll just burn to a crisp as this time Viper might be able to keep himself safe. Never mind. There's just no way out for this AD carry, and Zeus trying to be a hero, but unfortunately he's on the wrong team this year, and T1 looking to push even further, but that, I think, was the backbreaker.
Yeah, the back wasn't looking good, Atlas.
It was not.
It'd been kind of creaky for a while, but it wasn't well and truly broken. It is now. With that, a clean ace. Otacon going over.
Burning it to a crisp. You know?
Okay, but then they were still doing the... Oh, okay.
Well, we're going to
Hail Mary.
Something to a crisp as in goes Peanut and immediately just gets interrupted. Cease and desist does get him into the back line, but I don't know whether he necessarily wants to be there. Gumayusi flashes away. Equalizer on his teammates mainly, but it doesn't actually matter here because T1 are so far ahead that it is just kind of doomed here for HLE. I do respect them trying to answer with more aggression.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, again, the game was already basically done. I don't think you really get any normal avenue back in, so might as well try to look for something. They got Guma Sums.
Yep. Carrier also got underneath an inhibitor turret and is likely to die. So he's obviously having a very good time. That's his first death of the game, actually. He was 0-0-14. But, you know, sometimes he's got to have a good time. Zeus is now looking for his other ex-teammate here from the bottom lane. And there's a public execution that will close the gap, and no way out here for Gumayusi. So Zeus is still gaming. Wait a sec. No, sure. The nail was it. We were talking about the nail.
Possible. No, I mean, even if they get it, I don't think it's enough is the problem. But if they get a good fight here, you know, dreams don't have to be memes, Atlas. They need to get Baron, though, and win the fight.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
Well, Zeker is also going to find Doran on this flank angle here as the Baron going down very low. The equalizer comes in. Heroic entrance from Faker out of the brush there as Zeus is going to be the first to die. And now the Walking Barbecue comes in to put them down. It was optimistic, it was cute, but it was not enough. Here for HLE, Zeka is, it's like Little Red Riding Hood walking through the forest, and there are wolves and all of those dangerous things.
That's been said about me. Optimistic, cute, but not quite enough. When I apply,
you got married, dude. It's fine.
Might as well give it a go. I don't even know, guys. It's okay.
Delight's giving it a go in the mid lane.
Yeah, we know the game is over. It's okay.
It's 14,000 gold. That's a big lead. Peanut is going to face check.
Not the jungle.
And yeah, the Faker jump scare does come in as he presses R because it was up and available. And that's 0-6 now. Not exactly the greatest of times, but I'm looking at the 0-5-0 Viper who needs 18 kills to crack 3K, and I don't think it's happening in this game. Still hope for the series, obviously.
Is this where we are starting the cope? So, expensive draft for T1 in terms of Fearless.
Oh, we already went over that.
Yeah, but we gotta give him something, right?
Yeah.
Are we going back to... You want to tell about one of your...
You don't need to give them something, I don't think.
You want to tell about one of your high school experiences? Like, I don't know, man.
I was just rollerblading, man. As Zeka flashes in, looking for a bit of an angle, but he is just going to get melted. And it's another team fight that is going very handily over to T1 as the world's smallest keeper's verdict does send Peanut back to the fountain as Zeus will fall down. And there it is. Turret's going to go down, and T1, yeah, I reckon they're feeling better after their disappointing loss to KT. Feels like a bit of that revenge has come out here in today's first game. Worry about here, of course, the rocks are going to be annoying.
That's the main thing.
But it's not necessarily as much of a, like, there's no equalizers being thrown around all over the place and stuff like that, which is kind of Rakan's worst nightmare.
So, like, mid-game?
What?
So if you have, they're not Aegis, right? But if you had...
Well, Faker is in a bit of trouble. He has to flash, and then the flash follow from Zeka is too good. And he'll be able to secure first blood and a solo kill. Find the grand entrance, but let's have a look at this one more time from Zeka's perspective. He just finds the shove.
And then sitting on only a tier, but still has the damage, making sure that there's no jungler to ruin his day. Actually, they're right there, frets the Q in between the two minions.
Very, very nice. Rise no flash is all that he says. As Peanut looking to move over as Faker is going to be here. And Peanut does get put in prison, but Ona not really interested in following up on that one. And with Talia moving over, it is a scary time. Ona might be in a little bit of trouble as Zeus is going to make the first roam, but there is the knock-up onto two. Ona looks at the angle, doesn't quite get it, as now the needlework is coming through. Another shove! He's going to come down from the grave, and he's got Zeus trying to find Carrier here. The flash follow immediately, but the grand entrance was already right there. Still, the Jax goes down, and Ona isn't even going to be able to take down the Gwen. HLE, a dominating first skirmish. So it was fine, right?
I did, yeah. Also, I had skipped a grade when I was like in elementary school, so it actually was really funny. Me and my best friend got back into the same grade because of that.
Oh, that's actually
So it actually, balanced out nicely.
There you go.
It was good, yeah. Second half of high school was great. Oh, wonderful time.
Also, taking a year off for Arthur Lich King is pretty big.
Well, we still went to school.
That was the year after I graduated.
Ah, nice.
So that was pretty big.
Yeah, classic.
That was my
Good
first
times.
expansion as well. Maybe that was the biggest issue with the whole studying situation, was the beginning of World of Warcraft.
Even back then, we were making the same mistake.
There we go. Let's get off topic. So
Oh, no,
I really appreciate you keeping us in the zone.
You are a stickler for structure and sheets.
Yeah.
Follow the sheet.
Hi, I'm Brendan Valdez.
If you don't get the reference, watch Pog State. It's great.
You certainly need to.
No?
Doran might need to also do a bit of watching. He does have some teammates.
There are there's both Rakan and Skarner.
Yeah.
And Hanwha Life's like, I don't know about this one. Maybe Zeus an issue?
Yeah, does find the counter-strike. There's the grand entrance as well. And Zeus, I mean, Delight's there to watch, but he is just dead. No making his way out of that one. Because T1 often gets Earth, Wind, and Fire. Don't tell me why. It's just a thing. All right, Peanut looking for an angle, but Ona finds him. The Impale comes on down. The Crescent Guard did come on through, and Peanut stayed alive for a little bit longer than he otherwise would have, but still, Delight is going to die as well, and that is two very quick picks for T1. Back in the driver's seat in an instant.
I want to see how they got behind him there. Because obviously you're expecting him to look for an engage, right, when you're threatening and you're pushing positioning in River. But what exactly happened there?
I feel like Ona was waiting in that brush for a very long time.
Well, he's in the banana brush. That was, I think, the fact that really cemented their death. Normally, engaging onto his inside is always something that comes with a big risk. Because if you don't kill him as cleanly as that he ults, and you waste tools on a champion that will auto you twice. So, yeah, just didn't check it. Flash E.
Yeah.
So clean. And even though the ult goes off, you can see it doesn't matter. The Impale is there. The follow-up of the Rakan, very clean as well, and the Delight goes in trying to salvage the play. Team fight tool?
Yeah, it's a defensive team fighting.
Let's look. Yeah.
As, Peanut thought that he knew what was going on.
He didn't. No, that's...
Just wanders past. That is going to be the Rise actually picking up the Drake here, as Peanut not able to find a steal. And like I said, it's going to be a Mountain Soul as Faker, once again, phase rushing. That's going to help him out. And does find a Rune Prison onto Zeka here, who's looking to slow down Ona, but Carrier gets into the backside and will be able to find the Talia. Seraph's not going to keep him alive. And it's Ona that actually gets the kill. I'm not sure about this one, Gumiushi, as there is an exhaust, but the rest of the team make their way over. Peanut going to be cleaned up by the Scorpion.
Oh no, not the TP!
Yep. And the triple kill now for Ona, as Zeus looking to try and salvage the play, but instead I think he's just lining the pockets of his former teammates, and Viper is dead as well. That is a clean ace, somehow, for some reason, at 17 minutes.
Hey. As you highlight, it's just a clean ace, and now they are at a 5k gold deficit.
On to Gumiushi.
They just don't have the damage.
Yeah.
If Gwen's not there and Zeus can't be there, then they don't have the damage.
Now teleport.
He's dead.
Oh dear.
Come on.
Well, he may have a circle. Looks like HLE are not going to be able to do anything about it.
No, they don't have second item spikes, so they can't really contest this.
Yep. And Faker is only going to get more and more terrifying.
I feel robbed.
Yeah, I know. We were supposed to get a 3-game. A little bit too much middle gaming.
They are holding on to those 1-2-2 KDAs, though. Really only Viper's lagging behind.
Yeah, so Viper needs to die another time, grab a couple of assists and a kill, while the rest of his team doesn't get any.
Why can't... That doesn't work, because if he gets
that's still the task, okay? Zona could be in a little bit of trouble here, but Gumiushi is there to defend. Takes half the health bar from Viper in an instant as the Redemption comes down to try and keep them safe. Teleport's coming in, they're on a timer now as the cleanse out from Viper. He's keeping himself alive. Gumiushi now right in amongst the enemy team with 0 mana. He'll be dead as now Carrier off to the side and Doran gets in, finds the counter-strike onto Viper. The flash out though, and Viper is fine. The snip comes through the blast cone though, gets Doran back in the fight to dominate HLE, and now Peanut having to run his way out. That's a seismic shove though, that's going going to help out, and he finds the big rock. Down goes the Jax, and now Peanut realizes that maybe it's safe to go back in and do battle. And it in fact is, and it's an even fight.
Scientific journals are, Atlas. I'm not letting you get rid of this.
They're like mine that I have at home.
Who did the peer review?
That was my cat. Yeah, and he was really good at it.
Delight, no!
The cow, not doing so well. Is looking to try and stop it, but they have no information.
TP's coming in.
Yeah. Well, at least Peanut is going to be able to make it towards the pit, but Doran gets in, goes golden, and that is enough space bought here as Zeus now trying to do some of the needlework as Delight's also made his way back through, but that is going to be an impale only onto a cow, but I think T1 are okay with just giving over their Scorpion if it does mean securing the Baron.
Ooh, this might mean though that the Hanwha Life get Dragon, if only they had another Drake and they would have gotten Soul Point. That might actually, like between mid-turret, you take out Owner, which means that they don't get to be out on the map for the next 30 seconds.
Or T1 just goes and takes this inner turret. I mean, they're probably going to get that one anyway because, of course, they've got Baron, and it had about a sliver of health. So they are just going to give the Drake, but it's about what else they can take on this map. And you can see already Faker is moving over towards that top side. Unfortunately for T1, they've kind of taken the majority of the easy turrets. Yeah.
Well, ancient history, don't bring that up.
Yeah, and then I reached my potential. It was great.
You were a potential man, but you actually reached it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, T1, they have the potential to win this team fight as well, but the rocks are down. There's the close in onto Faker, but he goes golden. There's the double impale, but the redemption is there to try and keep them alive. Carry is going down low, but they've already lost the jungler and the cow. Now Viper is trying to fend off Doran, but I don't like his odds in that fight. And Gumayushi stays alive. And now Doran is just inside the enemy base, as he is wont to do. I don't know whether it's necessarily a good idea, though, because this counter-strike is going to do nothing, and then he's going to die. As T1, they do win the fight. They do lose 2 in the process, so it's not necessarily a wash.
They pulled the trigger for real.
Yep, there's the information going over. Zeus looking for that angle. Not actually spotted, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop this as the Baron is just taken. Now Doran going to get flicked back, but HLE can't stop T1 from getting out because they have a Realm Warp, and now they're looking for a re-engage. Arcane Shift is going to be decent, but that flick is not going to connect from Zeka.
Take vision control, force them to face check. And every time up until this point, this is the first time T1 actually pulled the trigger on Baron.
Yeah.
By the way, like they hadn't actually started it in earnest. But now that's the Nash gone. That is Soul Point going over to T1. And Hanwha Life gonna have to hold on for the next 2 minutes. I think the game will just continue, Atlas.
Yep, there might be an opportunity for HLE to actually, like, it's so difficult to siege this comp, right? You've got Talia, you can lock them in with walls.
Arrow's short range, by the way. Like, the siege for this comp is not great.
Yep. And if you're diving on top of an Alistair, you're not feeling fantastic. There's the flick back, not able to get Owner over the wall, as now with the Crescent Guard, Peanut looking to keep himself alive. True Shot Barrage does a lot of work, but Doran buys a lot of time as everyone's going golden. Carrier looking for some angles with this quickness and not actually able to find quite the value as Zeus almost just dies as Viper gets in front of the rocket. And Zeus keeps himself up with that arm guard. Still T1. They win the health trades. As now the Scorpions drive it in. The Realm Warp comes down as well. Viper keeps himself alive though. But still T1 have broken open the base. And man, this play is so disciplined from T1. No one dying, but look at their base. It's in shambles. The wall now going to come down, trying to convince T1 to leave. Oh. And at least at this point they're going to acquiesce, but they're going to do so with an 8k gold lead.
Mid lane inhibitor. And now they're just going to keep on sieging, but top lane inhibitor wasn't taken yet. Doran's trying to make sure that that's not the case in Sin Zone. To Jax, it just feels bad. There's nothing you can do. And there is that second inhib Atlas.
Doran on that flank angle.
Spotted. They're on vision.
Yeah, there's a counter-strike. It just catches Zeka, and there is the Dragon going down. The Realm Warp to deliver the rest of T1, but it's only Faker that comes in. Still, Doran gets himself out. The exhaust is onto Peanut. Not exactly highest value, as Zeus will block off the entrance. And Faker just buying some time where he can, but still able to get one of these kills. Still, Zeus gets into that backline, has to go golden, not out of the woods just yet as he does flash dash, but still dies. And now Doran being a menace, but will be going down himself.
They have to keep going!
Yep, the wall comes on through as Zeka is trying to buy the space. A flick back on Owner once again, but he gets the impale. And Gumayushi does so much damage, so does Viper though. Carrier uses that arm guard, and now Owner is tanking for days.
Look at the base!
And Viper is a monster! Viper! Gumayushi gonna get taken down to the GA. Owner is pretty much invincible as Peanut gets out of the brush. They're able to take down the Corki, but he almost kills Viper. And Owner is immortal. He is just impossible to kill. So thankfully, they're just going to be able to back away now.
He's actually the one that kills Zeka, by the way. If he doesn't find that Flash E, it might have been a disaster. But now, the Hail Mary Baron.
Well, it's going down extraordinarily fast. Owner gets headbutted out, so it's Peanut that's able to lock down the Baron. Still, Doran going golden, but the knock-up will interrupt. All right, the Realm Orb to try and get T1 out of there. They will leave, but the Baron is now circulating HLE. Oh my goodness. Okay, this goes in. Yeah, they just need to take down these turrets as quickly as possible. 34 seconds.
They have Soul. You need to make the most out of this Baron push, Atlas.
Yep. Peanut, can he find an angle in here? As this is the longest game so far, I'm pretty sure, in rounds 3 and 5 in the Legend group. Especially between these two teams, as T1 have 2-0'd them every single time.
Top lane Inape is back up. There's one more super minion trying his best.
Yep, there is the Weaver's Wall. Faker goes golden, but it's not going to save the turret. The Impale's only onto Delight, and they get on top of it.
They got him!
Down goes Faker, and now Carrier trying to be the hero gets into the back line. But my God, the damage as HLE tear through T1, and this will be a series chronicler. This is not even the series win, and we're losing our minds. This just means we get another one out of HLE and T1 here today.
The Journal knew! The tempo vibes were still there for Hanwha Life!
Maybe the other regions will now listen.
No,
that's what it is.
Well, no, I know that, but that's not giving me anything.
You need to do a bit of a flick of the tongue at the end.
No, I mean, Atlas, come on, I speak Dutch.
I'm getting a little bit bullied in that mid lane.
The early pathing!
CS still there, and yep. They are going to try and get a fight started. Peanut going to make his way in. The Flag and Drag going to be available, and he's just waiting for Gumayushi to flash. Oh, the flash follow! Peanut still got the hands, ladies and gentlemen! And Viper's got the bullets! That's going to be first blood for HLE! Oh man, these tempo vibes kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah, T1 looks like they decide not to follow through, and I think they shouldn't. Oh, he's going to go in.
Oh, yeah, Zeka actually looking for an angle here as he gets into the Shroud as well. 5-point strike doing so much work. He'll have another one. There it is. And there is the ulti through. Zeka finds the second angle, but the fear is going to come in, and a little bit of an overstep there by the Akali.
Given how it played out earlier, as we do have a little bit of a fight here, but Guma, because of that earlier play, is behind, which means that Delight is out of the play.
Yeah.
And it looks like no contest is coming out, and for a Akali composition, I think you're going to be very happy picking up those early triple grubs.
Having a very good time. Even Zeus feeling pretty happy in this bottom lane, now that he does have the Kindle Gem as well as his Bramble Vest. This on actually with a slight gold advantage. Yeah.
Look at his positioning.
Yeah, that's still Flash Cataclysm. Yeah, he has no Flash, so he's just going to find a 3-man Shockwave and likely die as the Tempered Fate does come in, but I think it blocked the Paranoia damage as now Zeka gets himself into the Shroud. He should be able to backflip his way out or Flash. And there is the Flash, but still the Umbral Blades will come through. Flag and Drag gets Peanut out of there, but that is not the trade that HLE were looking for. This standing on a ward thing that they're doing here is also subpar, but still the cancel not going to matter. The magical journey not going to get taken. The Cataclysm comes down as well as Zeka gets in. Tempered Fate does go down, but the teammates are already dead. The Shockwave comes on through as the back scratcher comes out from Gumayushi, but doesn't find enough, and Faker is dead as well. Zeka just desperately wants a kill. The Jackson 5 tried to teach me that, but I just didn't quite get there.
No, I think you're doing great. I'm the one.
Is it also as easy as X, Y, Z?
Oh, now you're losing me, Atlas.
Imagine, like, the dream obviously is being a 4-team region.
Oh, hey,
but a 3-team region.
That's better than 2.
We're very happy about it. The orb not actually going to get utilized just yet as the Tempered Fate will interrupt the curtains. Still, the Rift Herald going to be taken here by Owner. The Magnustorm comes down, though. The teleport in from Zeka to deliver him into the backline, but the fight is already in a bit of an awkward spot, and Doran is so incredibly big. Zeka still looking for that angle, though, onto Gumayushi as the Shockwave doesn't find the mark. Still, the ulti comes through, but down he goes. And HLE just bit off more than they could possibly chew. And now they're just lying on the floor.
Back to 2 teams, Atlas.
There it is. I mean, we had a brief little moment there. I'm glad we got to have a conversation about it.
I get why you want to flank as a Kali, but I think the initial engage onto Owner looked good there.
Yeah, I don't know. I was
was it a misfit? I'm not quite sure. Is they're not going to get any extra kills? It's also not the end of the world.
For a flank angle, and there it is. The Ram can come on through, but Keria can make this so incredibly annoying. The immediate flash has to come through from Zeus to get him back to his teammates, and now the Rift Herald is going to come down. That's looking to take an inner turret if it can, and HLE, they really want this soul point. And we'll see whether they can actually get in there. No one really pulling the trigger just yet, and now they're going to turn. Shockwave connects onto two. That was a Tempered Fate. He's going to buy so much time for Doran. Still, he is going to fall, but it's in trade for Delight, as now it is just a mess inside the pit. Owner's spinning around, taking down Peanut. The Cosmic Binding, so incredibly good here from Keria, and Faker is not going to be thwarted by Zeus. Zeker as well, just going to have to flash his way out and should be able to backflip to relative safety, but it's not going to save the fight.
The Keria with a crazy carry of the team fight. That's what we were talking about earlier. Yep. That right there is why we see these Bard bans.
He is a magician on this champion.
One of the sources of damage, as in they go. Otacon's up.
Yep, flash out attempted here by Peanut. Let's see what he can do to try and escape, as that is a pedal, not a blast cone, but he's still able to flag and drag. Okay, there's the redemption, but it's actually avoided. Shockwave finishes him off. Oh, that Tempered Fate to deny a redemption heal? Was that actually what he meant to do? Because that's insanity.
I mean, even if it's just a setup for the Shockwave, force him to walk back, it still did its job, Atlas.
Absolutely did.
That's going to be Otacon, surely.
There's not going to be a lot of ways for HLE to find an angle here.
The jungler.
And they will be able to secure it. So T1, they do, you know, possibly take a fair bit of damage here on this turret, but even then.
An earlier fight as well. I think that right now they are really relying to get back any tempo in this game, any control, is to take down an individual target. But who do you turn on? Because as we can see, Faker doesn't do that much damage because he has, they're actually going to look.
Yep, looking for a bit of an angle, but the backflip doesn't connect.
Yeah, so this means that Zeus has to join the team. He really wants to be in the side lane because he wants to try and hit 14.
There is a Jhin in the bottom lane that has just gone home.
Yeah, what I really want to highlight is that the targets are Renekton, which is, you can't blow him up. He has Sterix, he's Renekton, he's level 14.
Yep.
No can do. Owner's honestly not bad, but with the spell shield it's kind of hard. Faker has Roa.
Well, they go from Delight. They're looking for a double knockup. Comes down as well. The Tempered Fate to buy some space here. I don't know whether it's going to be good enough, though. They lose the Nocturne, but Delight does go down, and Gumushi, he's free hitting. Doran gets in there, and the AoE is revolting out of T1. Doran just a massive crocodile to mop them all up.
To him, the fight might not necessarily be going your way, and
it's continuing to not go their way.
Nope. Oh my god. No way. He has Sterix. Sorry, not Sterix, Seraphs, but yeah, you know, both give a giant shield. Rod of Aegis and Riftmaker.
And Riftmaker.
He's actually, like, I don't know how much health he's sitting on, but he's not dying.
He's basically Galio.
They did in game 2.
Yep. And then hope that some more items can come in. There's Bellows Breath coming down there from Zeus. Too much more going to happen here as HLE, they just need to respect the Bard. Exactly right. The Ram comes down, gets a nice knock up onto Owner, but now time for the re-engage as the Shockwave comes in, pulls Peanut to his doom, as Zeka goes in like a madman and just gets obliterated. Viper now finds himself as the last man standing, and he ain't standing for long. Down he will go as T1 are gonna snuff out HLE here in the end of game 3. Oh man, what a pipe dream. Game 2 led us to believe as T1 just pull it right back.
And with this loss, Hanwha Life losing to their direct competitor for second place, a spot they were holding on to tightly, even though they had not been able to stand up to T1, to stand up to Gen G, be it Dove.
It doesn't matter.
Be it clear, it doesn't matter.
Nope. Just give me Croc.
There's no difference.
Give
R5
Croc.
Renekton.
And that is in the spirit.
No, there's more of those. There's actually, that's a pretty common thing.
What about Twitch chat? Do you guys like yeah, there's like Slurkle Pogs in there. There's a few Slurkle Hut in there as well, but I saw a Slurkle Pog. Speaking of which, unfortunately, it's not going to get Diablo out of this one. He has to barrier Berserker. Still going forward, flashes, and picks picks up the first blood against the Yunara and takes both summoner spells with him. Very, very impressive. But she's also, as we know, a pretty good actor. Anyway, B&K, they're going to do some grubs. They did manage to get the shove towards that top side. And the fact that Diablo and Kellen are shoving them out of lane is kind of nutty.
Yeah, I think post-6, the matchup really changes because Diablo becomes an actual menace, and then Kellen doesn't have Wild Growth just yet, but that does kind of put a damper on anything you might want to do. Is they are not contesting this, guys. No. This is a fake out. They're just faking it because Pioshik is on the bottom side of the map and is probably going to be looking to trade Dragon. The age-old trade of you get grubs. I stand by my opinion. As Dudu might not want to stand by his tower.
Yeah.
He is still standing by his tower.
Well, we're going in between worlds, but then Bulldog does get stopped in his tracks, so we're just trading a little bit here. Public execution to try and get clear to relative safety. Hit by the Slurkle and taken down by the one who hates purple. That was...
She does
honestly,
it.
even...
we should just do a rhyming cast where we're only allowed to rhyme. I feel like there would be...
Oh, no.
No, it's one of those things where it's really funny for 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. And then
it gets really annoying.
Oh, I don't think... My self-confidence would not be able to handle that, I don't think.
Loops back to being funny again. But they are... We're doing it for the artistry.
Somewhere. And not all decisions have to be positive. As Raptor does go in, and wow, the bouncy castle for the Wukong. And Diablo just takes it as his moment to go forward. They're looking for Bulldog. He's going to flash away, but the flash to follow also comes through as Raptor,
enough cooldowns.
Flashes in for mainly the vibes. Remember, it probably had something to do with the game. Let's focus on that just for a few moments. As B&K are also going to take down this bottom lane outer turret, and I just don't know whether they're like. I feel like this game had the tempo vibes ready for DNF to take them, and B&K were like, nah, actually, no, you don't. Oh, and now we don't have the time because they're taking a Rift Herald.
Right, clear on the flank.
Flank doesn't rhyme with Herald. Is okay, yeah, Bulldog, he's going to get caught out. Pioshik's still going in, but clear. He's red. Blast coned away by Berserker, who's just standing over the wall. He can't contribute to this fight at all. And now Quantum's going to get jumped on by a big old crocodile. And even though Clear didn't do very much, but he zoned away Berserker the entire time, and the Corki was useless and everyone died. They did.
And that was the last good thing that happened.
But we can hold on to those times.
No, we can't. They're almost down 5k gold.
Yeah, we can. I mean, the result of this game is not going to go their way, but we can hold on to those times for remembering. It was a series of things that could happen in this game, and they did not work out positively for DNF.
I feel like we're getting too esoteric, Atlas. I feel like we're losing it.
I don't think we ever had it to begin with.
No, that is true. But I do think this game is on the verge of...
one word that you really want to rhyme, and then you can't really say it. Oh, such a shame. As Dudu, also, speaking of things that are a bit of a shame, does have to flash to get him. Eminem got challenged to rhyme something with silver, and then, like, wrote, like, an entire verse, like, on when you've picked your window.
Because if you were there if you were there for the first series, you were locked in.
We were. It was, we were right there.
No, Bulldog, don't do it. There's a crocodile.
But there's also red dots.
Bunny, no.
Oh, dear. Okay, well.
Monkey, no.
Oh, Pioshik actually faking out with Warrior Trickster. That was actually very cute, as Clear does have to flash. The Otacon is going down lower, but could this be an Otacon throw to get DNF back into the game? The Puff Blossom finds two. Otacon is still getting amongst it, as down goes the Annie, but everyone's evaporating, and Raptor is a raid boss. Oh, God. The Xin Zhao Lulu situation is just revolting. But they're the only ones left alive, and so technically, I mean, they get the Otacon, so B&K does win, but it's an even trade of kills.
Yeah. There's also a big plot point in BoJack Horseman.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, B&K closing in. Pioshik, can he get over the wall? He can, as into the back line does go Dudu, finds Diablo, and down goes the Yunara, but they've lost so much of their health. And they've also lost their Nico. You can see Pioshik limping away, and maybe Diablo has just been a bait this whole time.
And then glitter lands and slow you.
True.
So you could die to that. So and once you get tagged by slow, obviously you go down. Diablo really has the philosophy. I feel like he could have played that way safer, but he does have the damage maxing philosophy.
Yeah. Nothing is confirmed. So everything is possible.
Would you say that even tempo vibes don't accurately explain what happens in
Oh no, this is all the tempo vibes. As Dudu gonna have to dash his way out. Thankfully he's Ambessa, so he can do that. Is into the back line goes Bulldog! DNF are looking for the angle. Another Pop Blossom is too good! But are the wallets too heavy? That's the question. Is Clear is going to bear the brunt of Bulldog as Kellen is trying to keep him at bay. Berserker is almost dead as Vikler is just going to walk after him and hit him with a little Annie auto attack, and still Quantum is going to be able to put him down. What the heck is with these even trades?
They didn't get him though. And they also used 2 flashes. It's not a great trade, Atlas.
Well, Quantum tried to split the shapes, but unfortunately, gonna have to try and flash his way out. It does not work. They're taking the turret momentarily, but DNF now at a man disadvantage are inside. Got the rough position, but another public execution is going to work out relatively well, but this time, Diablo creates the space, and he just makes them dead. Although Raptor did do a whole lot more of it. This Xin is just ridiculous, and that time, it's not an even trade, as BNK just delete them.
They did get Diablo. They did not kill Diablo. What?
Vikler? He's just gonna get toasted. Kellen's now in trouble as well. The flash forward. Cool guys, do not look at explosions.
All right, Atlas. You know what's
Baron's gonna go down. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
That's Rise Group, baby!
You can just go for that. I want to hear Berserker.
Okay. No reaction.
Locked in.
Takes the Valkyrie to get out of the way of Raptor, who is incredibly frightening. As Clear looking for an angle onto Pyosik, and they're going to drop a bear on the monkey. And he is just going to die.
I mean,
do like it though.
Just walks up, Clear's like, oh, I don't want any trouble. I don't want anything to do with that.
And Nico in a onesie, just like, no, I'm sorry.
We as an, you know, as an LCK duo, just kind of keep progressively flanderizing to the point where at some point we're just saying Slurple
is not a democracy. I just love Slurple. As, okay, they don't love Bear. As DNF gets engaged on, still Bulldog is able to keep himself alive. The Pop Blossom connects onto 2. As this time Berserker is actually able to do the damage, the knock up onto Dudu into that backline, but now the Yunara is starting to pop off. And Clear trying to get himself in there. He takes down the Corki, and Diablo is still alive and takes 3. Only Bulldog is left alive here. And BNK, that may have been the game-winning play.
How did he even die? He was just standing there shooting them!
Just throwing orbs.
How does he even tackle that? Well, I know he has shield bow. Okay, wait, actually, so he had shield bow, he had barrier, he had Mikhail's, he had Lulu ult, he had Lulu's shield, and he had redemption. Makes sense, actually.
Yeah, there's a fair few, like, Lulu really does kind of warp things. And look, you made a definitive statement, and then it came true.
Curses aren't real.
Maybe he is not a witch. He is, in fact, a prophet. As, you know, there was a 7k gold lead at the time. Still, Diablo is wanting to find more kills, but unfortunately, the Nexus is going to go down before he can, and BNK up 1-0.
Really good counter engage. Good synergy with Jarvan.
True.
I think it would have been great. It's good into, is able to, not amazing, but it can lock down Zeri.
A bit of pressure onto this turret.
Uh-oh.
As a Realm Warp is going to deliver flash, by the everyone there. There's the flash forward. Grand Entrance will connect as now Raptor at level 6. Just going to walk away. Paranoia going to be respected here as Pyosik does come down. They get a massive knock-up onto Vikler, and my god, it's the Zeri that picks up the first blood, but it is still an absolute catastrophe here as the cow goes down, as well as the metal ballerina. He's still down a couple of ways.
2 cookies. 2, Atlas.
Wow. He's not even eating them.
He was not afraid.
Not even hungry.
Not afraid and not hungry? That's a great place to be.
That's not bad. And he's still just hanging out, waiting for this wave to come on through. He's behind 20 CS. And as we mentioned before, I mean, Dudu is doing a great job, but it's about weathering the storm.
I feel like we started off so strong in this series. You know, the material was peak. It was slurkles and a free bean soups.
And now Pyosik is in a circle himself and is just dead. There is Feats of Warfare going on over to BNK. He is also very trustworthy. Is okay. Sion going to dive on forward, but they're going to switch off the lights. See whether that helps DNF get themselves anything, as Vikla able to flash out of the way. In goes Kellen, finds a lot of quickness value here, as Life also doing his best to tank things up, going all out onto Raptor, but he's just all out of there with the flag and drag. Knockup will connect onto Bulldog, and just the edge of the grand entrance is looking real good here. Flash out allows him to avoid the Q, but B&K, they keep everyone alive. In fact, everyone on the Rift is still alive, but they take control of this dragon area.
Expensive fight when it comes to the summoners here, Atlas. For B&K, it's one of those jokes that, you know, it keeps it's like puns. You just keep doing it.
Yep. As Clear also just gonna kill Bulldog. Wow, this is almost bullying at this stage. As Pioshik now going to chase down Diablo. Dudu is going to make his way in as well. So Siva for Orianna is going to be the trade. Triple knock up there from Life as well, as Berserker needs to do damage if they want to win this fight. Great knock up. Going to try and set up for Dudu, but now it's ulti time for Berserker, and he's zapping them all. It's a lot of AoE damage, actually, as they're standing a little too close. And Vikla just looking for that angle. Doesn't quite get it, as Berserker is able to get himself over that wall very nicely. And Dudu secures the kill onto the enemy jungler. Down he will go, though, as Kellen locks that one up. And now Pioshik looking to just create a ruckus for Berserker to play in. And Bulldog has made it back to the fight from the grave. He'll shockwave down Kellen. And now the Scion is not going to be able to find anything. It's in fact a double for the Orianna, and now we're just doing battle. As DN Freak's feeling pretty good about this. And honestly, if I was a Tekken 8 player, that's the type of team fight that I would relate to. Just constant biffo.
Now let's move over to our tempo fight. It has not happened yet. The certification has not come through. Could happen in this fight.
It could.
Do keep an eye on Berserker. He has both sums. Level 11.
The update was, there was no update. As, okay, special delivery from Raptor by himself as Dudu's going all out, finds the kill on the J4. That should guarantee the Drake, but down goes the top laner. He may have bought enough spaces. Now Bulldog could be in trouble. He's put in prison. His Life follows the Pulverize beautifully, and the Shockwave picks up the backline. The Rise is going to go down as Kellen is trying to dance his way out, but Berserker is now popping off. And I want the Wolf update after this one, because I think that we are prepared for some certification. As, Clear will go down. That's going to be the ace. And B&K, I hope they meant that, because that means they love us and we want us all to get 6 games. Oh, yeah, not for a great reason.
No, it wasn't. Well, Brew won, you know, we were happy about that, right?
Is Dusante back, by the way? Because that is a very dead Vikla, and he is just taking names. And he's not afraid of anything.
Mostly Vikla's name.
Yes, he's taking that name more than...
Vikla's name has been taken a good amount of times in this game so far. But the snowball is very rapidly becoming... It's
the
fun.
Great Barrier Reef is a beautiful place.
All right, DNF, don't Otacon throw. Please, that's all I ask. Oh. Just don't do it. Oh, we're fighting.
Oh, Berserker does the damage to the Rise on his way through, as Vikla is going to turn up and take a dissonance to the face. We're trapping the cow in the paddock, and Life doesn't like that, as they will be able to get a bit of a trample onto the Scion. Can we find an angle here, as Bulldog is just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll? Does he have another command protect? The answer is he doesn't need one, because he will survive. Teleport in hand. He can get himself back.
The flag?
Oh, they do stop him from backing away. Pioshik wanted to get himself back out of there. As, all right, there's the knock-up. But now Berserker is starting to get the depth. What the hell? Dudu, you monster! He gets into the backline, does so much damage, but does go down. They'll trade their jungler for it, though. It's B&K, they all have to go home.
They're looking for the re-engage. They can't quite... Oh, my God.
Oh, we don't even get it?
Bulldog, you can't die.
Well,
Bulldog, no. Bulldog,
yes,
no. Bulldog, no.
As it turns out, he can die.
No!
He did do that.
Oh, no.
But do you know why?
That's going to be so
Because he's got 8 seconds on his shockwave.
Just take Dragon! Don't do Otacon!
We got to stop the Otacon.
Don't do Otacon! No! No!
We can't let them do this! Pioshik! Get in there. Get in there and stop it. He doesn't have ulti.
B&K, you deserve to lose. Sari's going to jump in and murder all of you.
Big triple knock-up as Berserker has thrown down the ulti, but the hero Kellen, no, but she just skates out of the Cataclysm, and now she's zapping them to death. Clear, just not seeming too tanky, but it is the Otacon lockdown by B&K. Berserker still trying to get the damage as he dashes away, and the Dusante is going bananas, but the Zeri is still going to die. We're certainly not certifying this particular moment as the teleport is going to come in. Bulldog, oh goodness, I thought he was just going to get knocked up and die. As Diablo, we know, he just goes forward. The Shockwave cleans up the Scion, and guess what, Chronicler? No dragon. Can we just get a sound? G-Sun, if you wouldn't mind, we could just record that that's Rise Group, baby, and then we can just say,
I want everyone
G-Sun,
Ricochet.
Here
As
we go.
Soul Point's a big deal.
Yeah, Raptors in the pit. They get the information of it.
Diablo's
Let's
here.
see whether Pyosha can find an angle with this ulti. Can they lock them down with a Shockwave? They are staying so spread out. There's a Cataclysm to lock up the Zeri. Berserker can't get out, but he does manage to survive for a little while longer. Still, they do lose the jungler, but down goes all of the damage outside of the Cassante, and he will fall soon afterwards. No smite required if you kill everyone on the enemy team. And B&K will lock up Soul Point.
DNF, no! This was the one! This was the 6-gamer!
They had the high ground.
We were so back!
They had the high ground.
They had the high ground, Atlas!
We often just message him and say, like, hey, is this a certified moment? And we do.
Well, we need someone as final say, right?
Yeah. Well, Dudu is looking for final say here, as he is going to do some buttons in the game.
Okay, so his Q is obviously objection.
Wait, let's just go in here for a moment, find some angles. The Flag and Drag just kind of eats all of the CC, though. Still, the Zeri is looking for the angle. And Berserker is still at full health, but maybe not for long as he's put in prison and taken down. In goes Dudu, out goes Dudu via the Death Chamber, and this 3-item Sivir is a massive problem. Man, I know, like, we've been talking about justice for supports, and it'd be great if top laners got more votes. Diablo's getting this one. This guy is playing like a menace today.
I could see a Raptor vote.
Yeah, honestly, maybe it's not that clear. Maybe I'm just a bit of recency bias.
I mean, you do love Boom Boom. Is that just it? That can't be it. I would just want to get into the whole, the Phoenix Ride champion. We need this. Okay, thank you.
Maybe this is the Phoenix wrong time.
Oh, that's a good question. He just points at you and he says no. Just like...
So we're saying he's probably not a very good champion.
No, that's okay.
All right, we're flashing in. A surprise Teemo there in the middle of it from hopefully not Bulldog, because, yeah, this is not exactly going well. Berserker's also already dead. Life is going to follow suit. Yoshik's trying to get out of there, but he will not be allowed to leave. And Clear is keeping the Dusante busy, and my goodness, is he busy. He does eat a whole bunch of CC, but unfortunately, he only has that button once. And there is the clean ace as B&K Fearex will 2-0 DNF on this day where we were promised 6 games, and they will say no. We're going to the play-ins, and we need to make sure we crush our opposition.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.